Hey, yo, check this out, man. This is Said Talk Podcast, and we're back with another one. Listen, today is going to be probably a quick little episode for you guys. First of all, shout out to all of the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. You know, I'm getting ready to take the wife out and moms out, for Mother's Day and things like that. So shout out to all of the mothers, the wonderful mothers out there being there for their children, and doing the right things, helping them understand the things that they need in life, right? Giving them the tools and the resource that they need to survive in life, so shout out to you guys for sure. Mothers, go through a lot. Fathers go through stuff too, but mothers is different, right? Mothers have to actually carry this child, right? This child is being created in a woman, and then that changes and transforms the woman's body so that they can be able to be prepared to deliver a whole baby. Like, that's crazy to me, just the idea of that. But you guys go through it. You guys are extremely strong, extremely powerful. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and we obviously wouldn't be here without the mothers, right? So shout out to the mothers. And this is kind of going to segue into today's topic, personally for me on this episode, because we're really talking about like the generational shift, right? The generational shift, just doing things really differently. And in my immediate family, right? So I have family in Georgia, I have family in different places of the world, but just in my immediate family, like the women have always been like the head of the household. Right. And what I mean is, like, my mom, right? Boom. She raised two sons, brought us up, but she was always really kind of like the head of the household. It was, and then, my grandma, same thing, like, going to Big Mama's house, right? So we know how it is with the grandma, same thing. She was always really like the head of the household. And, definitely appreciate it and things like that, but today, because we're talking about the generational shift, it's more so of like tradition, right? It's more so of the things that we've learned and that I've learned personally, just kind of from my family, my grandparents, great grandparents. I don't really know my great grandparents, honestly. So yeah, just things like that. And so to kind of start it off, I want to talk about my upbringing when it comes to like finances, right? My upbringing when it comes to savings, investments, all of those things. Growing up, it was never the topic of discussion ever, right? So when we had dinner, we never really ate at the table and sat at the table and discussed about our day, how it went, our emotions and things like that. Mom, she'll cook food, and then we'll make our plate, and then we'll go to our rooms, right, separately. And that was just kind of how it was. It wasn't like we disliked someone or, we're trying to avoid people. Nah, that's just how it was. We, boom, make our plate, go to our rooms, and watching TV, right? Watching the original Space Jam, right? Watching the Rugrats, right? Watching, Keenan and Kel, watching Doug, watching Hey Arnold, watching, all of those shows, the Jamie Foxx show. That's what we did. Like, when all of those shows were on, like, we always wanted to be in front of the TV, just kind of watching those things. So we never had like super deep conversations, right? And then anytime money comes up, it was almost like we couldn't really discuss it. But we knew that, like, my mom was making it happen, because every year we were going to Disneyland. And every year we were like in programs. My brother and I, we was always in like the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA programs, the after school programs, Camp Mendocino, so we always was definitely a part of the events and stuff like that. So it wasn't really time where we just had heck of time at home, as a family. Then when we all used to live with my grandma's house, same situation, same deal. It was a lot of us, but I don't even think the table was big enough to fit all of us anyway when we were living at my grandma's house to talk and have fun. So same thing. When we eat food, we all eat in a different area of the house, different part of the house, living room, kitchen, and stuff like that. So this is my point though of it all. I read this book and it's called The Power of One More by Ed Milet. The Power of One More by Ed Milet. And it was just very powerful in itself. His message, his story was powerful, but he was saying that he was the one in his family, right? He was the one in his family. The first time my mom and I had a conversation in regards to finances, that's when I actually got into the industry. Right, the moment I got my license and I was sitting down having a conversation with my mom, I was still in training, actually, and this was the first time hearing about her savings, hearing about her retirement plans, hearing about all of these things, and it just really allowed me to take all of this information and learn my traditions of how I was brought up, and then kind of use it as fuel to kind of make a difference and be the change that needs to happen in our generation line, right? Generations to come. And so, just on my side of the family, we haven't heard anything like big when it comes to someone leaving um, money or a life insurance policy that was in place or a trust or a will. Like, it was unheard of. The idea was, like, we were so used to, like, it became the norm. Like, a family member pass away, we go to the church, they preach, boom, we go to the burial site, and then we see that, right? But when I was younger, I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, not realizing people were coming together and putting money together, um, GoFundMe's and things like that, just to kind of get all of this happening, right? So that the burial can go through smoothly and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, like, that's crazy to me. Like, once I became aware and financial literate, I had suddenly got this desire to want to change. I got this passion to want to change and just do better for my family. So we're a family of six. My wife, we have four beautiful children, and it just really made me think. Like, on my wife's side of the family, they knew about this stuff. They discussed money. They had investments. They had properties. They are business owners, entrepreneurs. But she didn't know anyone on her dad's side. Anyone on her dad's side. And so I shared this a few episodes ago, just how when her auntie passed, her uncle called and explained the situation, and they received money from this trust. It was an eye opener for us, and I was like, man, I want to be that one, in the family where we can make that shift, that generational shift. And what I mean is, I want to have things in place and in order that in the event that I pass away, my family will be set. Like, my family has over $1 million tax free to them for their schools, for the bills, for the payments, for the mortgage. Like, I want to make sure that that happens. Obviously, it's my goal to become um, financially free while I'm alive too, right? Learning how to save properly, learning how to have emergency fund, learning how, right, the skills of using um, a credit card and accumulating points that can go towards your trips and go towards your rental cars, go towards your food, go towards your hotels and things like that. Um, Learning those things, and then learning about investments, learning about the stock market, learning about so many different things to where it's like I want to, while I'm alive, be able to become financially free. But at the same time, as I pass away, want to um, leave that behind, right? That generational wealth behind for my family, for my loved ones, just making things happen, right? And so that's what I think about all the time. That's the reason why I do what I do, right? Getting in this industry, this financial industry, but then also offering insurance products as well, right? A variety of insurance. We have cash value life insurance policies. We have life insurance policies with living benefits, terminal, chronic and critical illness as well. Just so many different things. And then my goal is to really just talk to everybody in my family, just so that it could actually change. And I remember one year, all of us coming together as a family for Thanksgiving or something, and then just seeing everybody under the roof, you know, just kind of like, whoa. Either somebody has their money protected now, or somebody has their life protected now, and they're thinking about their family. Like, it was just a blessing to really see that from my point of view, right? Outside looking in, like, dang, because of me learning, because of me getting in the industry, it kind of sparked something for a lot of people, just explaining the education, right? Because when you think of financial education, you're not thinking about, oh man, like I didn't learn this in school. I didn't do this. Like, financial education is very important. And once I started explaining that, to see the eyes open and to realize, like, oh snap, like we do need to get on it. Oh snap, I do need to trust. Like, I do need to have things in place in the event that I pass away. My family will be set. Will be set. Nothing to worry about. And that's really my goal. My goal is to break the generational curse of not leaving anything, and I'm just talking about in our immediate family, of not really leaving anything or having anything in place for our families to come. And then also my goal is to be able to be that one, right? Even if I don't come financially free while I'm alive, even in my passing, where the amount of wealth that can be passed on to my family and things like that. So yeah, man, that's the goal. But check that book out though, The Power of One More by Ed Mylett. That book is fire. You can check his YouTube out as well. He has a podcast, The Ed Mylett Show. Definitely check that out. But reading that just kind of helped me really understand and think about my life, think about my family, how we were brought up. And I'm just thankful that I've been made aware so that I won't continue the tradition of how it's been, but to actually be the change and then create something new, a tradition that can grow, right, over the years and over the generations because of the knowledge, right? Because as we grow, we see technology already. Things are getting better. Things are being made easier to use, so that with the education that you have, you're able to use it with the things that will be in place later. And so I just want to be able to share that info, and have that passed down. But yeah, that's it. It's a wrap. Told you this one's gonna be super quick. Just wanted to drop that because that was really on my mind for real. And happy Mother's Day again, y'all. I'm out. Said Talk Podcast, baby.